Udah mulai, Mak. Tapi belum ada pembicaraan. Belum ada. Hah? Ini ada. Belum mulai berarti.
Lower.
Itu sih tuh, ya dong.
Sudah jauh mana?
Udah terus kayaknya.
Oh ya.
ज़्यादा नहीं हो गए
Actually mau.
कॉन्फ्रेंस वाला बोलने वाला तो आया
Ayo.
जब छोड़ो इधर
Oh, सही.
बीच में तो
सोने की मोहर. सोने की स्टैम्प.
ऐसे
Ayo.
बाद में तो
ऐसे. Mana? Sudah lagi?
इसमें फोटो बोलते जमाने का दिया आरपीडी तो
Oh ya.
डॉक्टर आरपीडी ने सब पे
Oh ya. Itu. Ya ये.
आरपीडी कहाँ है उनको हुई आरपीडी है कहाँ गया मैं वो कह रही है मैं तो ऑफिस से बोलूँगा अपने मैं नहीं आऊँगा
बोले तू बोल मैं पहले नेम प्लेट बना. ये बराबर बना देंगे नहीं? क्यों?
डांस ना होगा
जगह है डांस करने की जगह छुड़वाई
जगह है ना मेरे हटा दो
अभी तो ये ड्रेस खड़वा रहे थे पूरी
मेरे
डांस हो रहा है जगह में और भैया ने सोचा भैया ने कि जरा स्विगी में चीज उठा रही है यूट्यूब का इसे यूट्यूब पे बेच भी तो
यूट्यूब पे है लाइव
लाइव है
मेरा वजह लग रहा है ऊपर
यूट्यूब पे लिंक नहीं आया
यूट्यूब पे लिंक आएगा
ऐसे हो स्टार्ट
मैं वो पेज किया ना जूम वाला zoom करा।
Am I audible? Okay, students, this is an international conference and we have guests from other countries also. We have guests from out of state. So please, you are representing TNU and your college. So maintain the decorum, maintain the discipline, and we are about to start in 2-3 minutes. So hoping for full cooperation from your side. Kindly concentrate to what the speakers are saying and telling. Concentrate on the address because it is something that is very important. Okay, because we are organizing this conference on a very relevant topic. So it's very, very necessary that you focus on the things that they are being told to you. Okay, so please give your full cooperation. I hope you are going to be a good audience.
हम पानी में पीते हैं वो भी बुलाना होगा प्रेजेंट नहीं तो कोई बात नहीं देखो प्रेजेंट नहीं बाल जलाने की बात हो रही है बाल जलाने की बात हो रही है
बताओ से पहले लोग बाद में पहले लोग बाद में तो बाल लंबे गए तो आपकी गाड़ी सामने बनाऊंगा ऐसे हो जाए। इधर कट गया, वो कट गया, कट गया, कट गया, कट गया, कट गया।
डाल के पूरे लो बस।
रिकॉर्डिंग हो रही, पॉज यहाँ से ऑन हो रही। इसे प्ले कर दियो जब स्टार्ट होगा मामला।
अभी
अभी कल का
अभी
मैंने कर दिया। यहाँ से क्लिक कर लो, यहाँ से प्ले कर लो।
Ladies and gentlemen, a very electrifying morning. Today, I, Shambhavi Podiwal, and
I, Devansh Mishra,
are feeling elated to address this one-day international conference on emerging trends in English language. We are honored to be in the presence of Dr. Sudhir Arora and Professor Pramod Mehra, along with our own Dr. Aditya Sharma and Professor R.K. Dwivedi sir.
ज्ञान की देवी माँ सरस्वती है, विज्ञान की देवी माँ सरस्वती है। तुम ही स्वर की दाता, तुम ही वर्णों की ज्ञाता, तुमसे ही नवाते शीश, हे माँ शारदे, दो अपना आशीष। For lamp lighting and Saraswati Vandana, I would like to invite our eminent speakers, Dr. Professor R.K. Dwivedi sir, and all the dignitaries.
चलो कभी नहीं होगा दिन है
Now I would like to invite all the dignitaries to take your seats on the stage. Please, sir.
आवाज बंद कर दी।
Now, I would request Professor Dr. R.K. Dwivedi sir to present a bouquet to Dr. Sudhir Arora, Principal of Maharaja Harish Chandra PG College, Moradabad. I would like to call Ms. Indu Tripathi to present a bouquet to Professor Pramod Mehra from School of Humanities, IGNOU, New Delhi. Up next, Dr. Sonia Jain will present to our respected Registrar Sir, Dr. Aditya Sharma. Now, Dr. Sandeep Verma sir will present a bouquet to our beloved principal, Professor Dr. R.K. Dwivedi sir. And lastly, Dr. Zareen Farooq ma'am will present a bouquet to Dr. Jyoti Puri, Joint Registrar Research.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever wondered what are emerging technologies? Have you ever wondered what are emerging technologies? Well, let me brief you about it something. When you look around yourself, you see information technology, nanotechnology, biotechnology, robotics, AI, VR, and AR. From the era of ENIAC mainframe computers to today's smartwatches, technology has been evolved rapidly, and it's now almost in every sector. And why? Because this whole world is now actually driven by third-digit solutions. Technology is now in education sector also. That is EdTech, education technology. It is enriching the linguistic emergence as an indispensable part or the tool of this world to communicate internationally, and also the language of science, engineering, pharmacy, business, and trade too. But you are forgetting one most important thing, that is English is also the language of the internet. And through this conference, I'm pretty much sure we will step ahead in the emerging technologies and the recent trends in English. And for the more information, I would like to invite a convener of the conference, Dr. Sonia Jain.
Thank you, Devansh. It gives me immense pleasure to present before you all a one-day international conference on emerging technology and trends in English language. Conferences are a unique forum for exchange of innovative ideas, and Faculty of Engineering and College of Computing Sciences and Information Technology, under the amiable stewardship of Professor R.K. Dwivedi, has always been a precursor in organizing such events. So, keeping up with the tradition, we are organizing this conference. In our age, learning a foreign language has become a lifelong problem. A good learning of a foreign language from primary school to university and workplace environments is compulsory to complete in the international community. It is considered that the borders of the world disappear and that the language of science has been transformed into English. For this reason, both in the world of education and in the business world, knowing English carries the person further. This contributes to the fact that those who know English are the most preferred choices in the business world and their personal accomplishments. In spite of this, it is evaluated that there are various difficulties in learning English, and the contribution of technology to the learning of English is not discussed enough. There appears to be a gap in this area. New approaches and methods in education also changed the traditional face-to-face English learning and took it to a different level. This conference will focus on how a 3D virtual learning environment, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence can contribute to learning English. The extraordinary developments in computer and internet technologies and three-dimensional 3D modeling make new approaches and methods in education a necessity rather than a need, and offer new learning opportunities for both students and teachers. The most important of these are 3D VLE and is the pioneer of AI with AR. The 3D VLE consists of objects created from a computer database consisting of entirely objects of model with computer-aided design software. These objects are programmed to behave in certain ways when the user interacts with them. It is considered that incorporating learning in 3D VLE as a part of teaching using gamification or integrating with technology-supported fields will facilitate learning everywhere. As learning is moved to a different dimension, nowadays AI is known to be used in some areas such as recommending movies, filtering emails, and making shopping suggestions. In this context, it is expected that it will give a different dimensions to the educational habits in the field of foreign language learning. On the other hand, it is considered that AI applications can serve many purposes in education just like AI. For example, helping students easily acquire, process, and remember information, make learning more engaging and enjoyable. At the same time, it is not limited to a single age group or educational level. It is thought to be used equally from primary school to university and even in all fields. AI has the potential to replace various hand notes, posters, printed manuals. It offers portable and cheaper learning materials because it can also be accessed from a mobile phone. As a result, education becomes more accessible into the English curriculum. Along with the developments in information technology integration in the English curriculum, this conference is expected to shed light on students, teachers, and education managers who are interested in this subject. The National Conference on English Language Learning and Teaching will be a platform for the presentation of new advances and research results in the field of English language teaching. The conference will bring together leading interdisciplinary academicians, educators, researchers, and scholars in the area of interest from around the country. It includes keynote addresses of professors from renowned universities and institutes within the country and abroad. Papers will be presented by academicians, research scholars, and students from all over the country. It is a matter of joy for us to welcome our guests and participants to this conference. Some themes of the conference are language and cultural identity, functional English, skills in English language and literature, critical discourse analysis, language and gender, recent trends and technology in English language teaching, English as language of the diaspora, English communication and soft skills, dimensions of spoken English, problem areas in English grammar, aesthetic values of English language, the bilingual method of ELT in the context of NEP 2020, English language teaching through literature, importance of language register in building interpersonal relationship, communicative language teaching, task-based teaching, linguistic and applied linguistics, Englishes around the world, role of English language and communication in present scenario. English as main lingua franca binding the nation. Significance of English language in corporate work. I hope this event will motivate and profit everybody. I am grateful to our management for their support, motivation, and encouragement in bringing up this conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now it's time to invite the most important person and the face of our CCSID and ACOE. With a heart of a leader, full of energy, with a very fascinating and dynamic personality, please welcome respected Principal and Director of ACOE and CCSID, Professor Dr.
Thank you, Mishra ji. Good morning, everybody. First of all, I would like to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Sudhir Arora ji, who is the principal of one of the prominent institutions of Moradabad, Harishchandra PG College, one of the finest institution of this region, and sir is the principal there. So, on the behalf of Faculty of Engineering and Kanpur Mahavid University, I would like to welcome Professor Pramod Kumar Mehra ji, who is the professor in Department of English at one of the prominent institution of India, IGNOU, Indira Gandhi Open University, New Delhi. And sir is person who throw some light in today's conference, and I am eager to learn something from him. This is the fortune of Faculty of Engineering, that we have such kind of eminent academician of the domain who is with us today, and I'm really thankful to the organizers for choosing the guest speakers and keynote speakers of that stage. We have some virtual addresses. Professor R.P. Singh ji, Professor, Department of English and Modern European Language, University of Lucknow. He is addressing us in online mode. Some of the international speakers from Indonesia and some other countries are also sharing their valuable inputs in the subject line of emerging technology and trends in English language. This international conference, this is the third international conference, is organized by Department of Humanities, and this really shows the strength of the department, that irrespective of preparing our engineers and technology professionals in their respective domain of professional communication, they are significantly contributing towards academics by organizing such kind of conferences, workshops, seminars, webinars, etc. Friends, for me, English is the language of mind, because I born and brought up in India, and I have such kind of my inner feeling that if I speak in Hindi, I speak from my heart, and once I speak English, I always use my brain, and this is my version of English. Anyway, my dear friends, I would like to highlight the major objectives of this conference. In our institutions, scholars are always striving for the growth of their fame and knowledge. Dr. Sonia, you may take it. Scholars are always striving for the growth of their fame and knowledge. Warriors for victory in war, and citizens for peace, protection, and prosperity. All of them can progress in their respective fields by following the path of Indian knowledge system and can contribute to the welfare of their nation. English is very, very important for us, and in past also. Our successors, not successors, predecessors, have chosen this as a tool to progress. Because in this globalization, age of globalization, there is one saying, गोरों का कभी सूरज नहीं डूबता, ये हम सब ने सुना होगा. By dress up sense, by knowledge, by mind, by soul, they ruled across the world, across. They have no boundaries. So this become a global language, and all things are available as of now in English language. The thing is that we are knowing the facts, but that is not in our literature. So Indian people, when information technology emerged, they understood that this is the opportunity we have. There is one problem, Y2K. I think you people might be knowing the problem of Y2K. That problem has given the window. Y2K problem was like that when people think that information technology, this is going to die. This technology, this bubble is going to end. Because lot of financial data, as Mishra ji has narrated and Dr. Sonia has narrated, that all things in technology domain were in mainframe computers, and that computer having some kind of major bug, that many technology disruptions may emerge. However, Indians have accepted this challenge as an opportunity. They learn the English, they learn the computer, and today India is leading in IT domain. So, as the topic of this conference is emerging technology trends in English language, so undoubtedly this technology has played a vital role to spread the English across the globe, because once information technology came, their operating system, their commands are in English language. Some of the country have used their NLP, this natural language processing framework. However, first version was always created in English. So internet, World Wide Web, internet technologies has added more flavor towards English language. And I mean to say, this technology has given a broader window to flourish this global language. Another flavor is added once we have got a smartphone. This is the fastest acceptable technology. Across 184 countries has accepted this innovation within the span of 4.5 years. This is the shortest acceptance of any technology, and almost in English language. In our India also, in Muradabad also, might be some vegetable seller is not knowing much, but he knows how to handle the devices and how to use the internet by a smartphone, and maybe some functionalities he is known to me better than me. So this is the beauty of the technology, that how this is uplifted this language, and this is the king of language, all languages. In fact, sometimes we feel branded once we speak English. So this is the language of brand. This is the language which gives an edge over others. Almost all banking and financial applications are written using English language. In medical domain, all kind of test reports, test terminologies are written in English language. Across the globe, all kind of digitalization are done using English language. So, definitely, this is expanding, and we have to learn. We have to learn. Why? Because to acquire the thing, so that might be our successor can write and narrate everything in our own language.
क्या है
We are dominating our
क्या करना है
workforce at international
क्या
community.
करना है
We are dominating the team, and we have started this, and we are doing this in very aggressive and progressive way. That we are learning English, we are communicating in English, but as I said, we use this in our mind. Our heart should remain in India and to India. I am really sometimes blessed
न्यूज़ और कहाँ से आएगा
to have my superiors, my boss, my mentors, who is always supportive to me, and my team of Karmyogis. FOE and CCSIT people are really Karmyogis. And selfless works performed in the right direction and the right spirit is really flourishing this in right direction. The sole purpose is to make Faculty of Engineering and College of Computing Sciences and Information Technology a better place to study in various disciplines. Our team of Humanities Department follows work worship dynamism. Work, no doubt, involves physical and mental toil, but worker who is devoted to the welfare of students readily moves out of his or her comfort zone, behaves responsibly, build endurance, and think beyond the self. My dear young friends, passion for the work has evolved a great minds into eminent personalities. They are witnessing onto the dais. Professor Arora, Professor Mehra, Dr. Aditya, and many other. You can learn from them. Professor Pramod Mehra ji, Professor R.P. Singh ji. I am really thankful to them, Professor Arora sir, who have kindly consented to grace the event. And really, FOE fortune is high. One more thing, this work worship dictum brings transformative and qualitative changes within the institution. I am thankful to Dr. Sonia Jayan and Madam Indu Tripathi ji for organizing this conference and for sharing the useful inputs by various scholars in this great gymnasium of knowledge, vision, and wisdom. This is one of the forum, and almost whole day we are going to discuss, deliberate certain good things, and I hope the inputs, whatever we are receiving, might be we are using in further guidance of research projects, in PhD supervision, in postgraduate supervision. That is the takeaway for institution. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for such inspiring words.
The next person is an academics character for whom mere words won't suffice. He has taken our university to great heights in a short span of time. I would like to invite this magnanimous personality to the podium, Dr. Aditya Sharma sir.
Thank you. Chief guest, Dr. Arora ji, Principal, Maharaja Harishchandra PG College, Moradabad. Our guest of honor, Professor Mehra from IGNOU. Distinguished Principal, Faculty of Engineering, Professor R.K. Dwivedi ji, faculty members, and dear students. It gives me, I always speak and say that the way Faculty of Engineering and College of Computing Science is marching forward to upgrade the knowledge, to upgrade the skill sets of the students, and not only the students but also the faculty members, is really remarkable. It is commendable, and I congratulate the entire team of Faculty of Engineering and College of Computing Sciences for so much of effort. I always speak, and I always admire this thing, because in the entire university, not only here but at other places, I have also observed that people start the things, they take the initiatives, but they fail to keep the sustenance in those things. They take the initiative to start faculty development program. After a year or 2 or 3, the things fizzle out. They start student development program, they start conferences, organizing conferences or seminars. After a year or 2, the things fizzle out. But here, which is commendable, is that the team is consistently, persistently organizing the conferences, seminars, faculty development program, student development program consecutively every year. And this is the reason. This is the reason that why both the colleges, Faculty of Engineering and College of Computing Science and IT, are gaining a reputation in this region year on year, and this reputation is increasing. And the way we have the admissions in College of Computing Science and Engineering in both the colleges this year, this is reflective of the way the reputation has improved, has reached to a level where the advertisement in the social media, the advertisement in the print media does not is not so much required. When you talk about the quality of the education, when you talk about the quality of the academics, you take the example, have you ever seen the reputed institutions putting their advertisement in the paper, in the print media, or in the social media? No. Similarly, this year we didn't do much in the print media or in the social media for the advertisement for admissions. We keep doing the branding activities, but we didn't do much for promoting the admissions. But we could gain good number of admissions, and this is reflective of the kind of education, the quality of the education, the environment, the facilitating environment which the college is providing to the students. It's only because of this. People say that university is built up, college is built up, we have enough infrastructure, we have built up this infrastructure, we have made up this much of labs. Do you think that the universities or the educational institutions are made up of brick and cements? No, these are not made up of brick and cements. The educational institutions are made up of the faculty members, made up of the students, the quality of the faculty members, the quality of the students. That makes up an institution, that makes up the university, that makes up the institutions of eminence, giving the quality education. So it's all, the credit goes to all the faculty members, those who are putting their day and night in giving their best knowledge to the students so that they become the good professionals, and in this way our faculty members are contributing to the growth of the nation. I witnessed during last 3-4 months, I witnessed various events being organized by the college and also by the alumni relations cell, wherein we invited number of our alumni, those who are working at eminent places. Many of our alumni are now working in Australia, in Sydney, in Dubai, in France, Germany, in various reputed organizations. It's only because of the quality of education which has been imparted to them by our faculty members. A big round of applause for our faculty members. Now, when it comes to the topic of the conference, I'm really excited to see that we are now really recognizing the significance of the role of technology in the language and the role of language in the technology, both ways. There was a time when people used to take English or any language as simply as an art. Now it's no more an art. It's no more simply an art. It's an amalgamation now. It's a combination wherein the science, wherein the technology is playing a role, and the technology, as what our respected principal, Professor Dwivedi rightly mentioned, that none of the technology, none of the language, none of the your IT languages can be successful without the English language. You talk about the prescriptions, you talk about the medical reports, all are written in the English language. So you talk about any research, you talk about any field, you talk about chemistry, you talk about physics, you talk about mathematics. So it's the English language which is the means of communication, and not only the means of communication, but over the period of time you can witness that how this communication language has now taken a shape wherein now this is classified into business communication, professional communication. You talk about any type of communication, English is there. And over the period of time, I really appreciate that the technology has taken a stand wherein they are providing the tools, and mechanism to train the students on English language to improve their speaking skills. Like, for example, we have the English language labs. We have new softwares every day now. One or the other software is coming up in the market to train the students on speaking the English language, on spoken English. So this is really admirable, and with the medium of this conference, I really appreciate that Dr. Mr. Bindu Tripathi and Dr. Sonia Jain and all other English faculty members and organizing secretary, Mrs. Zareen, Ms. Neha Anand, Ms. GK, Mrs. Gupta, and all other faculty members, they are realizing this fact and trying to provide a platform to the students wherein we have invited the eminent resource persons like Mr. Arora, Mr. Mehra, Professor Mehra, Professor Arora, and many other resource persons from within the country and from outside the country to share their think tank, to share their knowledge, to share their experience, how the technology is playing a role in this English language, or how the English language is playing in the advancement of the technology. So I wish you all the best for this conference, and I'm pretty sure that at the end of the day, our students will go back with loads of knowledge which they'll use for their professional upliftment. All the best. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for educating us on necessities for a good university and importance of spoken English. I would like all the dignitaries to kindly unveil the edited book and conference proceedings. I invite Jyoti Puri ma'am to place us with the presence of the dais.
जी सर जी यस सर सही है गुड अब बताओ क्या डालना डिस्प्ले में इसको ऊपर कीजिए एक मिनट डाल दीजिए डिस्प्ले नहीं कोई बात जी अरे तो आप छुप रहे हैं संदीप सर इधर को आ जाओ थोड़ा सा जी जी यस थैंक यू सर
There is one edited book authored by Dr. Sonia Jain and myself, Indra Tripathi, and we are requesting the deputies to unveil this edited book.
जी एक बार
Dr. Sudhir Kumar Arora is the principal of Maharaja Harish Chandra PG College, Moradabad. He specializes in Indian writings in English, British poetry, cultural studies, and post-colonial literature with over 10 years of experience in his field. He has authored 12 books and monographs, and over 60 of his papers and chapters are published in edited books. He is a member of 13 academic and professional bodies and has also been part of 28 seminars and conference presentations. 44 of his papers are published under UGC care listed or indexed or peer-reviewed journals. With my highest honor, I would like to invite Sir to share his experiences and knowledge with us.
Thank you, Divansh. May Ishwar bless you. Goddess of knowledge, Ma Saraswati, my deep respect to the dais that is equipped with academic academic gems like Professor R.K. Dwivedi, Principal and Director, FOE and CCSIT, Dr. Aditya Sharma, Registrar Sir, rather I should say Sir G, Dr. Mridula Jain, Associate Dean Academics, Professor Pramod Kumar, my young friend, I am quite happy to find him today. Professor Pramod Kumar from IGNOU, New Delhi, and online dais, my dear friend, Professor R.K. Singh from R.P. Singh from Lucknow University, Mr. Alexandro Max William, if I am right to pronounce his name, from Indonesia, Organizing Secretary Dr. Sandeep Verma, and Dynamic Dr. Jareen Farooq, Dr. Sonia Jain, and Ms. Indu Tripathi, faculty members, all the faculty members, and you, my dear younger sisters and brothers. I have no courage to call you students because I am myself a student and still a research scholar. So I am more experienced than you, but you have smartness and imagination, and all of us who are sitting to this side have more experience than you, but we salute you, we welcome you. Emerging technology and trends in English language, and students are from technology, from BTech students, so they know better, they are well equipped with technology and emerging trends. But it's really very surprising that we are here just to deliver a lecture or to interact with you on emerging technology and trends in English language. आपकी बात को आगे बढ़ाता हूं सर. Sir said, Hindi is in my heart. Hindi is my heart. I say, Sanskrit is my forehead. Hindi is in my heart, and English is my stomach. Because of English, I earn my living. मेरे बच्चे जिंदा हैं इंग्लिश की वजह से. International seminar on this pertinent topic, emerging technology and trends in English language. Seminar organized by the Department of Humanities, Faculty of Engineering, and College of Computing Sciences and IT in collaboration with English Language Teacher Association of India, NCR. I'm sure that today in the evening, when the seminar will be on its completion, certainly you will get the Amrit. You will get the Amrit that will be quite relevant, positive, and meaningful to you. So you will be happy to drink this Amrit or nectar out of this academic churning. This is my belief. But before tasting this Amrit, let me ask you, who are you? I'm not going to take you in a very philosophical discussion. I'm not talking of philosophy. I'm not saying that I'm the part of the Supreme Soul, etc., etc. But who are you? Just to answer this question, you need what? You need words. You need language. Without language, you are nothing. You are simple. You can't express yourself what you are. You need language. It doesn't matter whether it is mother tongue or the second language. So it is language that constructs reality. It is language that makes us. So this is the importance of language in our life. We are far better than animals. Animals can't express. They can express in their own community, but we have the mind. We are quite rational. We can cope with all. This is because of the language. So you have to communicate what you are. So you have to learn the medium, and that medium can be your mother tongue or the second. We all love our mother tongue because it comes directly from our heart. We have not to make any effort in learning our mother tongue. We learn it right from our birth. But so far as English is concerned, or any second language is concerned, we have to work hard. We have to labor hard to learn it. So there is an involvement of mind, not of the heart. So we learn to earn. This is English. English in the sense that I will tell you one thing. Okay, just go to the market. What will you see there? There are many ladies, Indian ladies, who are just buying this thing or that thing in the market. A beautiful young lady, equipped with English, just enters there. She entered, just see her entry. Excuse me, what will happen? At that very time, what will happen? All the, even shopkeeper and all the boys who are working, they will pay attention to that lady and not to the other ladies. That is the magic of the English. I know very well that you are not from NCR. English is very popular there. My son is also studying in NCR. You come from rural background, so you are not well equipped with English. You have a kind of fear in your mind. But it happens because it is the colonial impact that there is a student. You are intelligent. You are more intelligent. A student comes and starts speaking English and just show his attitude, and you say, yes, this student is very, very, very intelligent. And reality comes when the student who spoke English, got failure and you top the list. So don't think that a student who is well equipped with English and who is smart in speaking will be more intelligent than you. What is needed? There is the game of mind. There is translation method. Whenever we speak second language, we always use our mind, not our heart. And we translate it. First we have to think in our mother tongue, we have to think in Hindi, and then we translate it. And fluency depends, the minimum time of translation in your mind. So what you have to be, just be normal. Don't be under the impact of such students. Yes, what you should have. Yes, you should be, intelligent enough to speak yourself in a simple language. If you are able to express yourself, that is very good. I can't speak smartly as people speak in foreign countries but I'm quite able to express myself, and that is sufficient. That is sufficient. You are well aware of the name Caliban. Caliban is a character in Tempest. The Tempest is written by William Shakespeare. Prospero is the character. He is the colonizer. He makes Caliban. He teaches Caliban how to speak. The same case was with us when we were under the British rule, we were Calibans for them, and Britishers were just like Prospero. They introduced English knowingly because they wanted to take what from us. So we learned. And in that play, the character says, what does he say? Oh, you taught me language and my profit on it. I know how to curse. You have taught me your language and I know very well that how to curse. The red plague did you for learning me your language. But today, Caliban has become smart. We are Caliban. We have become Kamal or Kamalesh. More intelligent, more smart, more well equipped. And now we say, thank you. You taught me English language and my profit on it. I know how to grow and how to respond. My Ishwar will bless you for learning me your language. Your language has become my English. Englishes or Englishes. That is the magic of English. Remember. I remind you some names of movies. Oh, yes. Jab we met. The word is Jab. And we met. Okay, Janu. Just see this word. Okay. And Janu. Life, ho to aisi. The word is life. Ho to aisi. And I use the word Sarji. We just give respect to Sir. Sarji is our own coin. Yes. We will use the word Sarji. Uncle Ji. Auntie Ji. This is the thing that we have added to English. You know, Forrest Gump. There is also a new trend. Forrest Gump, a novel by Winston Groom. We just watched. You know, the new trend is not to go through the novel of 300 pages or more. We like to watch. Lal Singh Chadda. We were well introduced with that. You know, students are quite interested in just watching the big novels on the screen. So film have also become a part of literature. Books are available in physical forms, but we don't like. And we are the teachers, we just like to give you notes in PDF, etc., etc. You are very well aware of all these things. So, all the things are changing. Life is changing. System is changing. Everything is changing. I was surprised. My son is studying in a JP college and he opted English literature as a subject in engineering. And he was well equipped with the theories. I said, okay, I salute you. You learn literary theories only within a span of 1 week. And I am spending, I don't know how many years. You are really very smart. You can study anything in 1 day or 2 days. That happens. I am well aware of your talent, your quality. And just YouTube ka kamal hai. Yes, everything. So if I have to see anything, just I will go to the YouTube and will just go through all the lectures and anything. There is also the online diets, and I am sure that Professor R.P. Singh is also watching us and also listening to us, and that is this is the trend. Corona was the monster. Corona was the monster. Yes, he just took our life, but we learned a lot. From Corona, and especially students. Police were closed. You could not come here. Classrooms, and there is no boundary for classrooms. You can learn anything. Where? In this classroom, in physical form, at your home, anywhere. So that was the Corona, the impact of Corona. life was totally changed. And now just come to English. I should come to that very topic. As you know that English is the second language, and especially those students who belong to Hindi medium background or who come from UP world certainly face many challenges where they just find themselves to cope with the students who just belong to the English medium. What is the problem? Why? The students from the rural background or from Hindi medium, lack that language skill. As he lacks that language skill, he feels a kind of hesitation, he feels a kind of personal insecurity. As he feels insecurity, he feels, yes, others will judge me because of English and I don't know how to speak English, I can't express myself in English. So I know very well that I am more intelligent than them, but I can't express. So he remains, he just becomes a backbencher and feels a kind of insecurity and just goes into the depression. That happens. I am well aware of many talented students who have become just, who just suffer from this problem, and that has a negative influence on their performance because they are affected by the insult, and they can't raise questions because they have to use English, so they find it very difficult. Because everything is a game of the mind, and when I will conclude my lecture, you will come to realize this very well. And if you will use this, students are quite afraid. Yes, they can't pronounce well. They can't. Oh yes, if I speak, suppose if I have to speak just I am and I use the I is, what will happen? This is a game of grammar, and I don't know how to use the sentence properly or grammatically. Solution. Every problem has a solution, and you can learn from your teachers. Solution will automatically come if you just come to know where the problem is. We teaching it how methods of translation method, bilingual method, or direct method. I'm not going into the detail of all these things. You think that you have the problem, teachers also have the problem. Because you are, technically you are more intelligent than teachers. Teachers also have to learn. You will be surprised that we also learn in Corona times just to handle this technology, to cope with the students. But remember, students, remember that teachers have more experience than you, and just try to learn from their experiences. And I always say that if the students are not taking interest in the class, if the students are not taking in the class, or students are not learning, it is not the fault of the student. I always say, it is not the fault of the student, it is the simply it is the fault of the student, not of the students. The fault of the students will be there when he is not learning and he has no mind, mazak karne aaya hai. But if the student wants to learn and he is not learning properly, that is not the fault of the student, that is the fault of the teacher. The teachers are more intelligent, they are more experienced, yes, they have studied well. I always say that student is there, you are here, you are giant and he is just pygmy. And the knowledge will throw it. But the knowledge is not going into the mind of the student. What you can come? A student cannot come to the level of a teacher. It's okay. But a teacher can come to the level of the student and directly communicate with him like a friend. And the method of lecture is now over. Those days are now over. A teacher has to perform the role of the facilitator. That is the guiding role that a teacher can do. And it is simply, if you suffer from this problem, you can take the help of your teachers and can remove, and just don't waste your talent because of this communication skill. Learn the communication skill and that is, the department is here just to teach you the communication skill, and this is the communication skill that will just give you the passport to go anywhere. And if I talk to you about the new trends and new technology, technology is, what is technology? The scientific knowledge just for practical purposes. And what is trend? What is popular? The popular thing in a certain time just becomes trend. And mobile platform, and earlier I think that 2 or 3 years ago we were not aware of the Google Meet or Zoom meeting or many teaching apps or learning apps, or even the grammar apps and all such type of thing. And if I have to find out one word in dictionary just to see what is the pronunciation, I have to go in the dictionary in the physical form, and now there is the mobile, and I can search and can find what is the pronunciation, not only in British pronunciation, also American pronunciation, also Indian pronunciation. It's very easy, very easy. So this is the revolution that we are doing. Yes, whenever any new technology, as sir has talked about the Y2K, etc., there is a problem. And what is the problem? Whenever any change comes, we don't show our interest in that. We always try just to oppose it. Why do we oppose it? Because we are always in love of the old things. We don't welcome the new things. इसलिए दोस्त पुराने ही बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं, नए को बनाने में थोड़ा सा डर लगता है. That the same case happens with the technology. Yes, during Corona, online classes, just everybody learned the technology because of the pressure that comes. The innovation was there, so you have to make persuasion. You have to develop a favorable attitude to that very innovation. Yes, oh yes, I have to take that online class. Yes, you will have to decide. Yes, you will adopt. You adopt it. And the moment you adopt it, you just make the decision, and then you implement that very idea. You implement that very idea. You just put it into use, and after putting into use, you just see, yes, its results. Positive results or the negative results, that just becomes the stage of the confirmation that you make. So what you have to do? You have to research. You have to make research. Why do you need English? What is the advantage of English? What is the advantage of soft skills? I'm not going into the detail of soft skills. Your teacher will teach you better. I'm not going to waste your time by discussing all the soft skills. But without soft skills, you can't try. So just learn soft skills, just learn communication skills as well. So make yourself powerful with skill, collect information, study it, and after studying, just share with all, and certainly in return you will get success. You will get success. And what I have to say, is a game of mind. It's a game of mind. Just focus on that very point which I am just letting you know. Mind, focus. In Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 6, there is a shlok, Bandhur Atman Tasya. But I'm just letting the very gist of that very shlok. For those who have conquered the mind, it is their friend. For those who have failed to do so, the mind works like enemy. So your mind is your friend, your mind is your enemy. So you have to decide, conquer your mind. You need not afraid of anyone. Make strong your mind, and certainly you are going to get success. If you have achieved this target, yes, I have achieved this target. Certainly you will get the target, and ultimately you have to become the leader. Why do you think that you are the common student? No, you are more intelligent. I accept, I admit, you are more intelligent. आपके अंदर imaginative skill है, which we do not have, but you don't know how to use that very imaginative skill. Experienced teacher will make you learn how to use those imaginative powers. And in Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 3, there is the shlok number 2021. I'm just letting you know the very gist of that very slow. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow in his footsteps, and whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So, don't think that you are a student, you are born to be a leader. Why do you think that you have to follow this man or that man, that man? You should have the spirit that others will follow you. So you have to be the leader, otherwise you can't succeed, in the cutthroat competition. So you have to be very strong. So you have to develop all the qualities that a leader has so that other students and other persons may follow you, whether you are in this campus or whether you are out of campus or you are in other companies. So you have to be the leader. So what I have to say, and finally I conclude by what I have said, I have said, because there are other speakers, you have to listen to them, and I am also just very anxious or very enthusiastic just to learn from Professor Pramod sir. So the need is to blend the train. Blended train. This is the need of the hour. Online study is there, Google Meet is there, Zoom apps are there, mobile platforms are there. There are many apps. Just learn from them. Be comfortable with them. So enjoy them. And that is the thing that you have to do. What I have to say, that you don't be robot-like. You are not a robot. You are a human being. If you have to talk to yourself first. Then you will be able to talk with others. Communicate to yourself first. Then you will be able to talk to the others. So what you have to do is start your journey within, and certainly you will get victory. And my final submission is just be a good human being equipped with the technology. This should be the aim of every student, everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for beautifully correlating with technology and English language for us. And also, sir has talked about the knowledge, and it is very important because ज्ञान ही एक ऐसा अक्षर तत्व है जो कभी भी किसी भी अवस्था और किसी भी काल में मनुष्य का साथ नहीं छोड़ता. And now, Masters of Philosophy, PhD in English, and many more degrees. He has represented our country in Australia, UK, USA, Korea, Cambodia, an ambassador for the peace by the Universal Peace Federation, and nominated as the president of Youth Federation of World Peace. He has authorized 6 books on literature, criticism, and translation, and supervising PhD research. Currently a professor of English in the School of Humanities at IGMOU, New Delhi. Please welcome respected Professor Pramod Kumar Mehra, sir.
When I stand here, most authorities, he is there, his staff is there, because now I feel absolutely humble. And I feel that I'm transported to, say 25 years back, when I used to sit like this and attend events. Friends, when I came to this university, I was tempted by many things. One was to connect to you. And then I thought that what this university is doing is important. The name, you see, this, if you look at the name, Tirthankar Mahavir University, when we try and combine things, our world which is afflicted with violence, conflict, tensions, I think we need to kind of dedicate ourselves to the legacy of army, and then that's living and letting others live is the way forward. I thought that I'll just to connect to you, I'll give you a song, before I come to the screen. This is one of the most underrated songs of Bollywood. Are you ready for that? Okay, so this is like. बगल में नींद होगी एक बगल में लोरियां, एक बगल में चांद होगा एक बगल में रोटियां, हम चांद पे रोटी की चादर ओढ़ के सो जाएंगे और नींद से कह देंगे लोरी कल सुनाने आएंगे, और नींद से कह देंगे लोरी कल सुनाने आएंगे. Friends, our life does not give us many options, but there are always two options, whether you want the survival part or the excellence part. No, when I say that, need and lori, you understand the paradox. On one hand, there is this idea of surviving, getting degrees, and kind of accumulating some academic certificates, and on the other side, there is this cause that we have to live for the sake of others. We have to kind of contribute to the making of a better society, nation, and world. So why we are kind of connecting like this whole event, when we look at emerging technologies, when we look at emerging technological interventions and the language issue is very important. Our new education policy, for example, 2020, talks about the importance of language. And this is fundamentally for you, because everyone is talking about in a jargonized way. Everyone is saying that primary education has to be in the mother tongue. You understand why they are saying it? Because you have to kind of acquire that sense of autonomy of existence. Now, this talk about the English is the language of my intellectual makeup and not my emotional makeup. Perhaps now, 75 years, when we are celebrating 70, this Amrit Mahotsav, this is time to realize that our mind and body has to work together in a seamless manner. And now English is no more a foreign language. No, today, for example, if you have to master the language, how much time does it take? You will be surprised. I mean, you will say, oh, my father took so many years, how will I take the same period of time? And you find it too daunting and give up in the process. These days, you have such massive, formidable, substantial paraphernalia available that you can master any language, leave aside. I think you should target Mandarin, for example. English is, you know English. I mean, when I speak English, you see, it's not a colonial English. I speak Indian English. Please understand this. We cannot kind of be driven away and kind of diverted in terms of "Are to Angrezon ki bhasha." It is not. When I speak my language. You speak your language like a person we have so many Englishes. If you follow the global discourse on language, it is like world Englishes. You understand? So let us not hamper our imagination with that. When we are today when we are discussing, there's an artificial language also. But they have developed like all languages, they say are natural. But there's an artificial language also. Are you aware of that name? Esperanto is the name. Like this, they have developed a code where everyone can learn that and kind of communicate. And like for example, if we are talking about, this is not just as far as your institute is concerned, it's not about small issues. You are at a very complicated, very intensive phase of your life. Like if I look at what Alvin Toffler has to say, Rethinking the Future 2.0, he says that 21st century education will have a different meaning. What is that different meaning? Please understand this, that he says that it will not be about degrees, it will not be about academic laurels. I am a professor of English, I have 20 years I have given for this honor, but now perhaps it does not mean anything. He says that in 21st century, language, learning, education will have a slightly different thing. He says that those who will be able to unlearn, those who will be able to kind of relocate themselves, in fact kind of overcome the kind of this academic honor part, they will be able to, they will be called literates. Otherwise, it will be kind of, carrying a PhD degree is not very, big thing today. It used to be big thing when learning, getting a book, accessing a library was a big challenge. But now it is a different thing. When I talk about this, I think that friends, this when we are kind of sitting like this as a family, the challenge is enormous. What is the challenge? Challenge is that different kind of facets are opening up. If I may I prepared a longish paper for this. I'll read a couple of important points here. I'm saying that English language is adaptive and has a capacity to grow, change, and adopt influences of circumstances. The latest thing is the inevitable technological advances enforced due to the COVID pandemic. When this webinar thing started, 1980s. 1980s it started to kind of conserve human resources so that you can connect to an American professor and learn something. You can kind of develop, engage, kind of discussion. But it took 40 years or more. Like and when there was this point made, Corona pandemic proved to be in a way instrument to kind of foster human needs also. Let's look at it like that, and let's not be too much threatened by the problems in this way. So yes, what are those technological advances? Technological embedded teaching learning or online mode has created new approaches to language learning to conduct language activities, learning activities, and induce higher thinking capabilities, promotes communication skills, in-depth knowledge, and grammar technicalities. This word CALL. E-learning or online learning in terms may vary. These technological platforms provide an excellent opportunity because learners of the language, and particularly English, have become more innovative with the diverse learning strategies, opportunities, resources, and objectives. But what I'm trying to build up, that there are innovative ELT applications. What is that? I mean, if you look at it, artificial intelligence is, what is artificial intelligence? What is that? Huh? Can intelligence ever be artificial? Why do you take words for granted? When I look at it, I find extremely paradoxical. If it is intelligence, why do we call it? And if we allow it to be like that, artificial intelligence will fast overtake human intelligence. You understand this? So like when we are talking about Siri, Alexa, Montana, what we see in the media algorithms, there's this country like Saudi Arabia, they have given citizenship to Sophia, the kind of a robot, who kind of conducts, I don't know, himself or herself, or what gender I should assign to that. So they are giving citizenship to them. Big data, for example, if you are talking about technological interventions, big data, by 2025 they say that 170 zettabyte of data will be there. What is zettabyte? Yes, what is zettabyte? Yes, it's like 2 raised to power 70. You can understand what will be how will we store that, how will we kind of deal with that issue. This is a big challenge. and 1 billion internet users, and we will have, like, how much, like 2.5 quintillion bytes of data each day we are producing. Volume, velocity, variety, veracity issues, very big thing. Internet of things. Now we don't run our phones, no, on internet. We want this AC to be kind of governed by internet. No, even like, our washing machines, fans, tube lights, everything we are kind of, how will we deal with that? Are you prepared in your mind? I want that you are, engaged as a socially engaged, learning practitioner. You are engaging with this question. Why do we kind of bring in internet, and at what level we, what level we are engaging with that? Cloud computing, grid computing, cyber security, like, blockchain, quantum computing, 5G. We are talking about. Our Prime Minister has talked about this in a big way. It's being launched also successfully. So what I'm trying to say, friends, that this idea of digital literacy, for example, the rapid evolution of technology and science has opened implausible potentials of innovative and scientifically ingrained academic scenario. The traditional classroom is substituted by e-learning. There was reference to augmented learning, virtual learning, and English language teaching has acquired the electronic means of online computer-based softwares, mobile phones, and language learning applications to communicate, develop, and demonstrate the learning material of information. Please understand that, word is very important. If you read Panini, if you read our Indian cultural tradition, if you read our Indian knowledge system, they say the word is the world. You understand? Word is the world. If you are not trying to orient yourself, like anything that you do, if artificial intelligence looks artificial, but look at the kind of intensity, the sheer kind of depth that is there, and if human beings are at the kind of, at the governing role, only then it can survive. I think that as a person, who has to engage with, I have to suggest you, like, there are some issues which have led linguistics to think of concepts like total physical response, suggestopedia, and with the advent of computer and internet, computer-aided language learning has become popular. And I think the reason was also that it provided learners with open access to large amount of learning materials. And then when we are discussing it, friends, I think we have to be aware of challenges, in the sense that everyone is saying, oh, the world of technology has come. No, but in a cultural landscape, in a social landscape like ours, in a country like ours, it is not like that. It is not a homogeneous kind of blanket kind of transformation taking place. No, so when we are, I'm discussing with my faculty colleagues, there is a need to kind of engage that, look at the various themes, how it is technology is affecting students at different levels. For example, in Delhi and NCR, it is the engagement is different, and in this region it will be different. So let's try to kind of put on our research caps and see how we can negotiate with this seemingly and I mean, in a way, kind of one domain, homogeneous domain, but it requires research, so that how and what level of research and what will help your cause. Have you identified the most enabling tools for yourself? Have you kind of, what kind of tools you are recognizing for yourself which will help your process to, I think I would suggest a couple of more things. I hope you are willing to listen to me a little more. Huh? Is it a problem? For some more time, please. I'm saying that in this world, in this kind of, when I'm talking about zettabytes, leave aside terabytes, when this kind of certain flow of information, we have to kind of distinguish between knowledge and information. Please understand this, that if I know that Eiffel Tower is in France, White House is in America, it is not knowledge, it is information. If I'm good at kind of garnering information, it is not. I have to kind of be at the root of it. Less when our memory is being flooded with everything. How do I kind of become unique? You see, education, the sole purpose is to kind of invent uniqueness. But Swami Vivekananda used to say that, to kind of identify divinity. But you will be able to identify divinity only when you will think uniquely. No? Are you thinking unique? Are you kind of play with that, kind of flood with the, of information and kind of derive knowledge out of that? Like kind of, and like, are we like, kind of contributing to this debate? Please don't take anything for granted. If you are reading something, yes, I find that there is some problem with this. No? Paruti madam, I'm like this critical temper. If at this stage, if I'm not being critical, my degrees have to be questioned. It may cause like some rough weather, it may cause some troubled waters, but it is your fundamental job. No? Sometimes kind of aligning with something in a very passive form is a kind of form of slavery and subservience. Okay? Will you take that in consideration? Okay. So I'm also saying that, like, these days, technological, what was the, like, now emojis are, are identified as the word of the year. Hashtag used to be like, UK dictionary, talked about like, hashtag was the word of the year. And then kind of, how will I engage with this? India is, our country is a land of ideas. We are a civilizational part. So when we are like, if we are connecting to networking domain, these are not like just invest your human deftness. You understand your humanness. What is like unique about us? Kind of when we invest emotions in the technology. When we kind of develop, when we kind of go and kind of identify with that thing. So less networking, more emotional kind of engagement. Connections are important. Like these days, we develop connections, but we have to kind of connect at a deeper level. And then I'm saying that in terms of suggesting the way forward, like this seminar has given us a big opportunity to think about, engage, and like when we are in a nutshell, I'm trying to sum it up that when we are as a world we are facing the unprecedented calamity in this pandemic, we will not allow human intelligence to be casualty. You understand? This flow of technology has come. I was telling you, flipped kind of learning is there. Where teachers are engaging students even beyond the classroom. Every unthinkable concept is also being tried. So we will, with the traditional methods of language teachings are almost sidelined, and online modes of teaching learning have opened new avenues of inventions in language learning. The recent global trends predict the significance, effectiveness of technology developments of e-learning, and this call, like when computer-assisted language learning has become inevitable, and with increased virtual intricacies, the role of an instructor has become tremendous, like transformation. I may also say that ELT instructors need to upgrade themselves technologically to cater to the growing demands of the present and future pedagogical scenario. The computer-embedded ELT provide an exceptional opening to both teachers and learners to define, create, and utilize the learning resources. Artificial intelligence will perhaps shape the methods and modes of ELT with smart, interactive approaches of language learning in the near future, but each student have a stake in that. May I just say that we will unlearn whatever has blocked our way. We will kind of engage with language, learning, education in a much more dynamic way than ever. Okay? So when we go out from this place after this seminar, principals have talked about this Amrit thing, this nectar thing. I think if you just take this kind of resolve that I represent a knowledge system, and whatever I do, even if you are kind of you're doing engineering subjects, there is this language is as a stepping stone to everything. Take your words very, very seriously, and I would like to wish all the best to you in your efforts, and don't be afraid of bigger things. Why I decided, Sonia madam and Indu madam, why I made extra effort to come here, I thought I'll just say that I have traveled about 10 countries, and I have taught the Britishers about complex issues of language. Okay, but I thought I'll go and connect to the students like you, so that there are no kind of ambiguities, no haziness about the concept of life. Okay, language, if you just in a very engaging way, if you just try for 3 months today, you can be a kind of very eloquent, very fluent, and a master of any language. There are a number of platforms. If you are trying and just keep consulting your teachers, you are in a wonderful institution, and I wish you all the best and even more success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, who was kind enough to educate us on evolution of language in general communication and English language outside academia. Knowledge is a commodity to be shared. For knowledge to pay dividends, it should not remain monopoly of the selected few. Despite busy schedules, we are indebted that the speakers took time out of today and dignify our humble college. As a token of appreciation, Department of Humanities would like to offer a memento. I request Ms. Inderjeet Jeete to present a gift to Dr. Sudhir Arora. Next, I would request Ms. Neha Anandis to present token to Professor Pramod Mehra, sir.
I would like to invite Professor Dr. R.T. Devadi sir to present gifts to our speakers and certificates.
Our next speaker has joined us through online mode. Dr. R.T. Singh is a professor of Department of English and Modern European Languages from University of Lucknow. With approximately 150 research articles and book chapters, Professor Singh is credited with several books published from publishers of national and international repute. Professor Singh has worked as NAP peer team member and consultant to several foreign publication houses. He is the recipient of 16 awards for his creative writing, innovations in teaching, and commendable contribution to higher education. Please give him a warm welcome.
दिनेश आवाज नहीं आ रही, उनको फोन करके बोलिए, वो सर का अपने एंड पे
Sir, your mic has been moved. Kindly unmute it. Sir, kindly unmute your mic.
फोन पे वो तो सर कह रहे हैं ना कि जो होस्ट कौन है वो अनम्यूट कर देना। ये किसके पास राइट्स हैं?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
I think now it is audible. Yeah. Actually, I was trying to unmute myself, but it says that host is not allowing to mute. And you see, I extend my greetings to the organizers, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Tirthankar Mahavir University, Conference Chair, Professor R.K. Dwivedi ji, Chief Guest Professor Suraj Arora Sahab, Special Guest Professor Pramod Kumar, Dr. Achendro Maximilian, the convener, Dr. Sonia Jain ji, and Dr. Indu Tripathi ji. It's indeed my pleasure to be a part of this event today. And thinking and talking about this topic, I will say quite intriguing topic, because we are going to discuss emerging trends, technology and trends in English language. I will say this is such a very topic, such a, massive connotations are coming out of this, because when we talk about the basic focus of the topic, it is sometimes taking us towards the hermeneutic aspect of language, sometimes towards the philosophy of language, what are the development of that, what are the development in the teaching and reception of language, and how we are going to negotiate the social concern of language in the scenario where, if we remember the old phrase of Marshall McLuhan, medium is the message. So how technology is taking us in some mesmerizing field with reference to the use of language, maybe the deliberations in the coming sessions shall focus on that. I have focused my talk on certain very practical experiences that I have gained through this. Understand that language technology, when we talk about language technology, so what are emerging technologies? Like you have given the topic, emerging technology and trends in language teaching. So what should we understand out of the emerging technology? The technologies whose development, the practical implication is there, but we are not that much aware out of that. We are not fully aware out of that. We are using that. And many times, this works with the application of many tools that we are applying in the field of language, in the field of teaching, etc. And we are not getting maximum out of this. While thinking about this topic, I inferred towards the faculties. Why should we go for technology in language? I often think from this perspective, and I find that whenever we enter our profession, whatsoever we are doing, there are different layers of competencies. Different layers of competencies. The basic competencies, we are all there. Suppose we are going to, using our language without technology. Of course, in the classroom, no problem at all, because language itself has its own feature, its own competencies. Then what the second step, what strategy we take out of the behavioral aspect, out of the atmosphere where we are working. Like I remember the pandemic time when we were called to talk, we were advised to take online classes. Many of our colleagues, they were not in favor of talking online, connecting with the learners online. But with the passage of time, it became a trend. So everybody is using technology in learning, teaching, understanding, expanding knowledge. So in that atmosphere, in that context, we are looking and we are making some strategies for ourselves. I will say that strategic competence. How out of the behavioral competence we are going to take some strategic steps, and how creative are we in manifesting that technology into the behavioral aspect of life, apropos to the academic and what is desired in that specific context, in that specific profession. So with that, we have to think about this topic. We have to think about this issue. As far as the trends are concerned in language teaching, language learning, it is also a very interesting area to work on.
The first title is Exploring Women Major Nexus in Toni Morrison's novel.
I think I'm properly connected.
So you can continue, sir.
At work, there was a sponsored project, and it was language and nation in folk and corporate culture. So I had to talk some people, approximately. Sonia ji, I think I got your message. Language and nation, folk and corporate culture. So the thing is that how you will see that every day new innovations are coming in the field of language. We are talking about language. We are experimenting with language. And if you look at the registers, we are all familiar with different kind of registers. In the contemporary scenario, we'll see that the maximum changes in language are done at the higher level. How we, the professionals, are working, playing with language, are we taking, there are very interesting findings out of my research. I talked to some around 200 people coming from the background who are whose education is up to the 10th standard, and some 200 people who are coming from the background, a professional background, who are postgraduate or at least 4 years graduate from some premier institution. So they said that we are taking language a tool. The concept of Mark Neffin, the concept of liquid nationality is so much into the practice of language that we can infer different nuances out of the uses in the contemporary time. And also, if we look at the development of language from the very early phase, when we have the beginning of language in 450, and then to the Norman conquest, after Norman conquest, when we move to 1500 from where the modern language started. So if we talk about the changes at different levels of language, phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics. So all these, you see, technology, we will not say that we are using technology today only. We have been using technology in early ages also. But technology is also a very intriguing term. What we will call technology. So we have to see how technology is affecting the structure, the base of language. This is a phenomena that we as academicians, we have to look at that. As emergent technology, how emergent technology is affecting teaching and learning. Because I infer out of your topic that we are going to talk something, because we are going to discuss a little about its impact on our teaching learning process. So there are two ways. There are two ways that when we think about technology for language learning. I think Mr. Alexandro will be talking about, because he is he's an expert in the use of technology in language learning. So the first thing, technology as providing teaching resources. And the second, technology as providing enhanced learning experience. These two things are there. And here comes the role of a teacher, the role of a practitioner in language, a practitioner in any form, who is going to make a bridge with her own sense of creativity. How are we going to provide teaching resources? It is not a very unique thing. All of us, a student from the primary level, from the very first standard, to the professor's level, we are all familiar with different sites, different domains from where we can get knowledge, we can gain our study materials, we can use that. And then the second point that I just inferred, how technology can be used as an enhanced learning experience. So first thing is almost, most of us, we are familiar with that, but it is our role to see how can we use technology to make teaching learning very cozy, comfortable phase. Because the thing is that many of us must have they must have felt that when you go to a classroom, you start talking about a subject. The scholar, everybody is sitting in the classroom with a smartphone, with a laptop or anything as per the in different sections we are having such experiences. So if everything, there is a flow of information in the knowledge industry. So how are we going to make our learning more interesting? Here comes our creativity, and here stands the creative competence of any speaker. Any speaker, I will not say speaker, I will say communicator. Suppose you are going to, are you going to interpret stories? Are you going to make stories? Are you going to narrate stories? How are we going to negotiate that text of the story that we are taking up, proposed with that specific context? This pattern is a very significant issue to be taken care of while thinking about modern trend of teaching learning. Because simply talking about different domain of learning knowledge, you just check on Google, you will find a big
So you can continue, sir.
Network is poor.
we can transfer that into a script and how it is going, how are we going to manage that thing. The role of teacher is that of manager. The role of teacher is that of a creator. We are going to create everything new. And here, because talking about, suppose we are going to discuss any essay, we are going to discuss any poem. So simply narrating the ideas in making that text, simply talking about the theme, share the meaning. This may be one pattern. That we have to see, because if we see, we talk about a new education policy document. In new education policy document, there are many points. There are several points that are focusing the contemporary trends in language development and what is expected from us. You see, there is a point, if you download the NEP document, extensive use of technology. There is a concern called extensive use of technology. How can we use technology for a sustainable goal of better education? Because the education policy document says we are going to produce inspired, we are going to produce inspired, we are going to produce different kind of madam, you were telling me to I think he's I got a message from you, I think, but Mr. Sidro is there. This is also a role of technology. You see, I'm talking to you and I am getting messages from the organizer that communicate the other speaker. So you see, when the advanced use of technology is also creating different kind of barrier, different kind of interventions in the flow of communication, So from this perspective, I would, it is my understanding about the current trend of language, because language today is becoming liquid. The concept of liquidity is there. When we speak English, you see, there is a concept with it is the advancement of technology. It is the flow of communication that we are not able to say whether we are speaking in the under the registers of British English, American English, Asian English, Indian English. What we are going? It is a collage. A kind of heteroglossia is reigning in the field of language also. We are going ahead. We are going ahead in our domain of knowledge. We are moving ahead in communication from a perspective of prestige. So the thing is that what I would say that in the current scenario, when technology is ruling the domain of language, when technology is into the very perspective of our thinking learning process when almost every level of language, phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics, they're all getting affected under the influence of advancement of technology. I remember the phrase of Marshall McLuhan, the mechanical bride. The term bride had different connotation over here, and that the same can be interpreted in the perspective of the current linguistic scene. So here we can have the, I would refer that with the help of an acronym that is PEN. That is planning, executing, and that is narrating. Because every classroom of ours, every communication pattern of ours is going to become a case study for others. So how we are taking our role in that context of technology, when technology is interfering our teaching learning process, our communication society. So how could we get success in communicating to the audience this planning, this how we have planned and how we have executed, that should be shared with our team and the fellow member, so that we could come out of a better version of our communication. And I would suggest you, because it is known to everybody that what various tools and techniques, what different domains, what different kind of workstations, and what different storehouses are available for exploring. Our colleagues, they have talked about artificial intelligence, they have talked about different domains where we can get information, we can share information. And we all know that as a communicator, we can communicate via social media, we can communicate via YouTube channel, different kind of things are there, different podcasts are available, different media sources are there, so things are there. But I will again suggest that use of technology, how we are going to use technology in our daily discourses, and what shall be the role of a teacher, what shall be the role of a communicator. Here, the bedrock will be creativity, because we have to use this from a creative perspective. Only then it can bring maximum gain and optimum gain out of the context. Thank you so much. I think my time is over. Otherwise I could have shared with you a model.
Thank you so much, sir, for inspiring words and also including technology with knowledge. क्योंकि आपकी अज्ञानता का एहसास होना ही ज्ञान की दिशा में एक बहुत बड़ा कदम है, क्योंकि ज्ञान बोलता है और बुद्धि सुनती है. And now, our next speaker is a PhD scholar in the Department of English and Modern European Languages in the University of Lucknow. Research interest in applied linguistics, English literature, foreign languages reading, anxiety, teaching EFL reading and writing skills, 8 journals, 5 books. Granted scholarship from ICCR, Indian Council of Cultural Relationships. Please welcome Mr. Alexandro Maximilian.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Namaste from Indonesia. Please let me share my screen. Can you see my PowerPoint presentation right now?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay.
So you can continue.
Okay, dear respected Professor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, all committees, and all participants in this conference. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you very much for welcoming and giving me a great opportunity to participate in this wonderful conference. I am Axendro Maximilian. I'm from Indonesia. I'm an assistant professor in STKI PGRI Bandar Lampung. STKI PGRI Bandar Lampung is an institute of teachers training and education, one of the best in Indonesia, especially in the field of education, including English language teaching. Okay, today I would like to talk about the needs of today's language learners. I would like to see from the student's perspective. It is about what do the 21st century English language students need? Well, I would like to start it by delivering you this question. Which one is your classroom? Which one is our classroom? Picture number 1 or picture number 2? In picture number 1, you can see how interactive it is, how interactive the class it is. Imagine that it is English class. The student and the teacher speak in English interactively, communicatively. And see the picture number 2. The student feel sleepy. The student feel lazy in learning. What happened with this? In picture number 2, maybe the learning material is not fixed with the learning needs, the students' learning needs. What happened in the picture number 1? Maybe the students think that, oh, this learning material is what I need. This learning material is what I want. So we have to focus on the need-based learning. The learning process is based or in line with the student's need. It is about needs-based learning. So, what do today's English need? To answer this question, Professor Dr. Willy Renandia from Nanyang Technological University, NTU, Singapore, delivered 3 students need, especially second language. The first one is basic needs of the foreign or second language students. The second one is intra or extramural learning. And the third one is teacher itself. Professor Arpi Singh told us that teacher is the manager of the class. So as the manager of the class, we have to be able to manage the class to fulfill the students' need. Okay, the basic needs of the second language learners. The first one is effective. To make sure, we have to have a question. Are our students safe in our class? Are our students happy? Are our students fun and excited in our classroom? Are they satisfied with our learning and teaching process? The second one is cognitive. The cognitive needs is related to thinking and wondering and inquiring of the students. And the third one, it is also very important, social needs. Yes, social is a basic need of every human being. So it is good if we can bring social needs into our classroom so that the students can share, the students can interact among each other in among the one and others, between the students and the teacher. They can communicate it. They can have a good communication. And the number 4 is linguistic needs. Professor Artvising, my professor has already explored clearly about it, about linguistic needs. This is our main purpose. We hope, and also our student hope, that the students can speak, the student can use language or communicate in English fluently and accurately. This is their need, linguistic needs. Later I will talk more a little bit about linguistic needs. Technology related needs, because we cannot be separate with the condition of our day. Okay, I will share more a little bit about linguistic needs because it is the main purpose of English language learning. Well, okay. The first one is language as knowledge. The first point is language as knowledge. And the second one is language as ability. In knowledge, the students can know about grammar, can know language use, language structure, and can know the working of language. And in language ability, the students can practice their ability, their communication ability. Which one is more important? Which one is more useful? The answer is both. We can teach the students a little bit about knowledge, and then after that, we can ask the students to practice using the project-based learning, for example, using innovative teaching and learning technique or method or strategies. In language as ability, focus on the communication, and it is largely implicit learning. What is implicit learning actually? Yes, in implicit learning, student language without thinking about it. So automatically in the student's brain, they can use the language, implicit learning. So the question is, how do students acquire the implicit knowledge? Yes, it is related to the second need, which is intra or extra neural learning. Sorry, I explained it so quickly because the committee has already reminded me that I only have 5 minutes to talk. Oh my God, how can I talk in 5 minutes? Okay, I will continue quickly. Intra means inside the classroom and extra means outside the classroom. And neural means condition or situation. So intra-neural learning means the condition or the situation where the teaching and learning process exists in a classroom. And extra-neural learning means the teaching and learning process existed outside the classroom. Yes. This is the intramural learning, the picture of intramural learning. I'm never against language learning inside the classroom. Never. Why? Because it is good. It is a good place or a conducive place to learn. It is also a safe place to learn. And the teacher can provide highly structured learning material inside the classroom. And the most important one, we as the teacher can teach our students discipline. But we only have limited time to teach, limited teaching style, and limitation on students' engagement inside the classroom. Considering this limitation, the students needs to have extramural learning. Yes, actually the purpose of extramural learning in this case is to bring in what is available outside the classroom into the classroom. We can take so much sources or input or language input available outside the classroom, and the students can bring it into the classroom, inside the classroom. Combining extra and intramural learning can meet the students' linguistic needs. Students can have more benefit on it. Extramural learning is a great source for language input of implicit knowledge. The students can receive larger and more interesting sources or language input. I mean English language input for sure. Yeah, in extramural learning, we can use technology. We can use technology. Technology is an excellent tool to get the students to be excited and interested in practicing language skills. Students can read interesting English book and article. Students can watch interesting English movie, video on YouTube, for example. Students can listen to interesting and popular English song, for example. Students can communicate using social media, using English for sure. And the students can expose more sources or larger language input. The point is the students can search what they want. The students can grasp what they need. Now, input is just click. We open the tab, we open laptop, internet connection, and we can do whatever we want to search the language input. Here I have several websites and applications that can be used to learn English. For example, Storyline Online. Storyline Online is a website which is providing interesting video. Here is the picture. So the students can listen English video. The student can read the subtitle also. At the same time, the student can acquire good pronunciation, can practice their pronunciation. The students can grasp the new vocabularies, and also it is accessible freely to all levels, from the lowest level to the highest level, from children to adult. It is a good website actually. And then the Asia Foundation provides good reading books and articles, so the students can practice their reading skill by reading good book, good English book. And then podcasts, the students can go somewhere or can run or can walk while they are listening a podcast, so they can grasp the language input while they are doing another activity. And then ELLO, English Listening Lesson Library Online. It is very beneficial for improving students' listening skill. Yeah, number 3, what students need is good English teacher. The 21st century language teacher. Students need good English teacher in a classroom. Good English teacher is one of the input for the students. Remember, in the intramural learning, teacher is the main model for the students, main English language model for the students. For being a good teacher, we have to consider 60. First, teacher, teaching method, text, task, test, and technology. Teacher, Dr. Sudhir Arora has already talked about this, and he delivered a very good talk, and he said that today everything is changed. So as an English teacher, we have to change also. We have to grow our mindset. We have to embrace change. We have to learn. We have to relearn, and we also have to unlearn. Why? Learn, relearn, unlearn. Yes. We have to learn new thing. We have to adapt to a new atmosphere situation. So we have to learn the new thing. And we also have to relearn. We have to relearn good thing that we have already learned, that we have already known, that we have already experienced. We have to relearn, and we have to unlearn. We have to forget. We have to unlearn the unrelevant material that we have learned before many years ago, for example, which is not suitable again with today's condition. We have to unlearn the expired thing. Yeah. So remember, learn, relearn, and unlearn. And the second one is teaching method. I think all of you knows about it. Because of the time, I will skip this one. And then text. Text means what is it? Teaching and learning material. The teaching and learning material has to be compelling. It has to be interesting. Not only interesting, but it has to be so exciting. And then it has also to be comprehensible. And please use digital and multimodal text, because today our students is digital students, which very, very near with the technology and digital thing. The digital multimodal text is beneficial, especially it is shareable and it is more interactive. And then task is what you want to, if you want the students to do with the text, with the learning material in a classroom. Remember 5E, engage, explain, explore, elaborate, and evaluate. Task will help your students to be fully engaged. In giving a task, please consider this. Consider 5E, so that the students can explain, explore, elaborate, and evaluate the text or learning material. I think all of you, because all of us are the teachers, so we knows about it. And then as assessment of and assessment for learning. Assessment of learning is mostly done at the end of the task, or at the end of learning activities. It is assessing the learning process, and it is assessing the learning material, and the assessment is mostly happen during the learning process, usually used to control the teaching and learning process and make sure that the students can engage in the learning process. So assessment of learning is focused on the result of the learning process, and assessment for learning is focused on the process of learning. And then please use multiple ways or what is it? Various ways, so that it cannot be monotonous. And technology. Professor Pramod Kumar has already explained about it. Very good. Technology is our daily need. Technology is with us every time. Technology is, but we have to consider that technology is only a tool. We have to use technology, online and on-site learning. Teacher have to use it. The teacher has to use this tool, I mean technology tool, by considering good pedagogy. The students have to apply for foreign language principle, which are unique, which are having a main purpose, which is communication. So technology as a tool of learning plus good pedagogy plus good foreign language principle combined by a good English teacher is a good combination that the students need today. So the students right now needs you as the teacher, as a good teacher. So I would like to question to that needs of is modern today. The first one is basic needs of English language learner. The second one is intra and extramural learning. And the third one is good English teacher. Thank you very much. Namaste.